Hello and welcome to Ice Dice. My name's Evan and this is Mike.
Hello!
And today we're going to be talking about Survive Space Attack. This is a re-implementation of the early 80s game Survive, and in that one the theme was you're on an island that's sinking. This one is you're on a space station that's being attacked by space monsters. So the way this game works is that to set it up, you have this board and you have all these hexagon tiles. You'll arbitrarily place those hexagon tiles out there, and then you'll go around the table one at a time, everyone placing your little men out there. You also place a few monsters and these laser pieces, and then the escape pods. On each player's turn, they get 3 movement points. They could either spend them out over 1, 2, or 3 guys. If you're in a ship, if you have the most people in it or tied for the most, you can spend your movement points on moving that ship. You also can spend them on moving an empty ship. After you've spent your movement points, you'll remove one of the tiles. There's an order to it. First, you have to remove all the yellow tiles, then you move all the red tiles, then you move the green ones, and lastly, you move the blue. On the reverse of the tile, there are actions. Some of them take place right away, some of them you spend later, some of them you spend on other people's turns. Then you roll a die that shows the various monster types, and you move one of those monsters towards the other players. One of them will eat people floating around in space that are not in a ship. Another one will eat the ships but not the people, and there's another monster that will eat both. But what you're trying to do is get off the board onto these edge spots and spend a movement point to jump into the wormhole and get away. So far, that's mostly the same as the original Survive game, but they do add a couple of wrinkles to this, one of which is these laser pieces that if you are on the space station tiles that have a laser, you can shoot it in a straight line and kill one of those monsters. There's also these fighters, which will hold one person, and those fly in a straight line and can kill a monster. Whenever you kill a monster, you put it in hand, and on later turns, you can put it out there next to the other people in the hopes that you'll be able to eat them. So if you're familiar with the Survive game, most of that sounds similar except for the lasers and fighters, but there is one other significant difference in that when you take those tiles and you flip them over for the actions, in the original game there's probably only 8 or 10 different actions that you could take. This, there's like 20 plus, I don't remember, 21 or 22, something like that. So that's a lot more options that you get when you take those tiles. But how's I know you like the original Survive game. Do you like this game as well?
I do like it. I like it so much. So the original came out in 1982, right? Julian Cortland Smith came out in the original, and it I don't know how well it sold, but it became a classic, not because of maybe because of the gameplay that encourages something unique that I haven't noticed in other games that I play, which is passive aggressive cooperation, right? It's passive aggressive cooperation whereas on your turn you're trying to escape from the pod, and this is the original in this one. You're trying to escape, and you have to work together for somewhat in order. You can go by yourself in this game, but you're not gonna last very long going by yourself. So you need help. You need help with friends. That's the passive aggressive cooperation portion. Where okay, I need some help on my turn, and then I'm going to, but I also need to do some bad stuff, and I don't take it against you. So I played the original, and I played this one, but the original, and then the the refitting of it with the new modern pieces, I might have played it 100 times, right? 100 damn times. So obviously love the game and love the original, but I've come in first more than my fair share of time because I embrace the passive aggressive cooperation gameplay. As I don't, yeah, well, no, you play a lot of games with me. You know how I run. But anyway, I'm like, and we played. We played yesterday. It was so funny because he didn't fall for my shenanigans. But here's my shenanigans go. Okay, so you and I are in the same boat, right? Okay, you and I are in the same boat. I'm going to move the boat, even though you're in the boat, and I can move the boat because I have the same number of people in there. I move the boat along, and that's all well and good. But duly noted that I'm doing this. I'm going to have to sink a tile now. I'm sorry, but I'm going to sink a tile that you're on. It might actually be something good for you. There might be a boat that comes out of there. Might be something good. So okay, I mitigated your anger with me by casting you out into space by helping you move along. Are we good? Oh yeah, okay, I get you that the game is gone. And then they take their turn, and then the next person's turn, and like, I see that, yeah, you and I are on the same side of the board over there. All right, you and I'll move that monster, and you move the monster away, and we'll both kind of amble over there. I know at some point I'm going to have to do something horrible to you, and they're like, oh, okay, that's fine. But the thing that this thing does, and in the passive aggressive cooperation aspect, is it ramps up the aggressive part of the passive aggressive, right? You're capturing monsters, and you got these 20-some different tiles, all of which do a lot of them as you flip over the more advanced ones, do really take command of the monsters. Not only they're not just autonomous now, where they will wander around and feed of their own free will. You don't get to control them, but you get to control their placement, which is a huge thing. So you can basically, instead of just saying, you and I are going to help each other, you can say it like this: you and I are going to help each other. Which I enjoy this aspect of gameplay. You and I are going to help each other, or by God, I'm going to unleash some monsters all around you. I can't make them eat you, but I can put them all around you, and you're toast unless you help me. You're toast.
There's some of that. I didn't really. I actually won our game yesterday, but that's not how I did it. I actually saw you get in my boat. I'm like, I'm not moving that boat. I'm just you. If you want to move, you're gonna have to move it. But there is a big take that element in this, and it's you cannot play with sensitive people because I got to eat somebody. I'm eating you. Part of the reason why I was able to do well in the game is that I knew one thing I didn't mention in the rules explanation is that each of these little guys has a number underneath them that ranges from 1 to 6. And that's how many points you get for those guys if you escape. So what happened is early in the game, my guys were getting eaten. I had like 4 guys eaten and everybody else had 0 or 1. So when it came time to move the monsters, I did a negotiation. This isn't really passive aggressive. I'm like, come on, I've already lost 4 guys. You look at them, and I would convince people to eat somebody else. What they didn't know is that, those are all my little guys. I had my I got off all my big guys, and I only got off, I think, 5 people I got off. But I won because they were all the high valued ones. But you do have that negotiation element. It's like, well, don't eat me, eat him. Well, I don't know, is that negotiation when you're saying, hey, leave me alone?
To a point it is, but you played it brilliantly in your negotiation where you feigned because you were quite an acting, because like you said, you had a bigger pile of dead than the other people, so you feigned that you were a victim. You said, my God, look at the carnage. Why would you possibly cast me to the monsters, which is brilliant.
Well, I don't know about that. That's
no,
that's
it's great. It's great. It's some good
standard.
gameplay. It's some good gameplay right there, because you were playing with people who didn't want to crush you, where I knew exactly what you were up to, which is funny.
Actually, we were playing with a couple of nice people. I don't want to hurt. It's like, you gotta hurt somebody. You just have no choice. If you can't just fly those monsters around and not have them do anything. But this game is not for everybody. No. That's for sure. But anything else you like about, well, not just this game, but the whole survive game genre?
Well, I like that it has the prime directive in the game is to get your dudes off the board. But if you play with focusing only on the prime directive, right? Then you're going to lose the game, because you cannot do it if you take all your dudes and put them all in one pod and move towards the safety. It's just everybody else is like, hey, come on. There's room for that pod. I can't have there's an extra seat. You can't let me on that pod. Come on.
And it makes such a juicy target. Each of these escape pods only holds 3 people. If you take up all those seats, you're a target for everybody. At least if you have let one other person on there, that's one other person who's going to be like, no, let's keep the monsters away from that one.
Yeah, and they straight up remember that through the rest of the game, that you're the jerk. Even if you're the nicest guy in the world, like, I am the nicest guy in the world. I've been nice to you the entire game. Please let me have my 3 pods. You're like, yeah, but.
Yeah, it's too many. It's too many people. Yeah, it is fun. I do like it. I did notice that in our game yesterday, a lot of people didn't spend their tiles that they earned. I think that comes with experience. You start to learn when I got to use these because it gives me an advantage.
Yeah, I had a ton of tiles to spend, but I was basically playing the be my friend while I was shaking my fist deal, which is, I think is fun. But they were so nice they weren't really falling for it. So it was a wasted effort to do it, but it's still crazy fun. I mean,
no, it is. I think this game is a lot of fun. It is a family type game, but you can't play with sore losers because people will, get eaten. You cannot go through this game because if you're sitting there with nobody eating, everybody's gonna be like, "Hey, look, no one's been eaten. Let's eat them." That's how the game works. That's the game.
You were want to point that out to everybody when he had his little pile of dead, and they were like, "Who do I kill?" And Evan just casually pointed out, as you should have. I hate to say it, but look, Mike doesn't have anybody dead yet. Oh, point well taken. Crush, crush, crush. And that's how you won. But awesome, well done.
I do think the changes they made to this game are positive changes. Although you could just play the normal game of this. By taking out the lasers and the fighters, but then you're still going to get a lot of special actions. I don't know why you would, I guess. Okay, well, overall, I think that, I think when it comes to rating this game, I'm going to give it a like it. I mean, I think that if you're into the take that family type games, this plays in just under an hour, or maybe right around an hour, and it's chaotic and fun if you could take that type stuff. So I give it a like it.
I give it a love it. Like I said, I played the original over, and plus the new release, and now this one I played well over 100 times, and I never not enjoy myself because I kind of directed. I'm a director when I help out, because it's kind of my thing is to direct people. Point out what other people are up to, and that's kind of funny for me. But
that's part of the game.
Yeah.
But I do want to say this is an I told you so moment. When we first talked about this game, your response was, I don't know, I like the Survive game so much. And I said, I don't think you should look at it that way. I think you should look at it as a game framework, and that this could be a very good game. And it turned out the game framework with this new skin, you love it.
You were correct. I was wrong. You were correct.
Okay, but overall, we like this game. Well, I like it. You love it. So that's it for this episode. Join us again another time. See ya.
Goodbye.
That's fine.
I did it declaratively.